UFC Vegas 26. It is featuring Michelle, Karate Hottie, Waterson. She's going to be taking on Marina Rodriguez, fresh off of a huge knockout over Amanda Hebas, who's also going to be on the card. So should be a pretty entertaining night of fights, all things considered. Not the biggest star power event, but the UFC engine rolls on, and we do have a very competitive slate of fights, like I mentioned. So I'm excited to break these down and get into it. So first matchup that we could talk about briefly is Marina Rodriguez and Michelle Waterson, right, in the main event. Should be a good fight. I'm seeing a lot of takes on Marina Rodriguez that are very, very bullish, and I'm not, hostile to those takes. I think that Marina Rodriguez is a very good fighter. I think that she has a pretty exceptionally good power in the female divisions. I think that Marina Rodriguez is coming off a very impressive win over Amanda Hebas. I rate Amanda Hebas quite highly, so I was impressed by that win. Granted, we've seen Amanda get knocked out by Polyana Viana in a similar fashion to how she got knocked out against Marina. So, there's some precedent for what Marina had done, but it was the first time it had happened in the UFC and in front of such a big audience. So I think that was Marina's coming out party. I think that going from being a, plus 250 pretty wide underdog against Amanda Hebas to being a minus 210 favorite in this spot against Michelle Waterson, I think that that's just a bit of a market overcorrection. One of the things that we see across the board in the betting market for mixed martial arts and for the UFC is that sometimes the betting market overvalues the first round knockout potential or will overvalue a singular result. So in this case, Marina Rodriguez scores a big knockout victory over Amanda Hebas, and now she's a massive favorite coming into her main event spot here against Michelle Waterson. Now, granted, Michelle Waterson on the other side, she's got 5-round experience. On her last fight, she fought Angela Hill. It was a competitive split decision. Michelle ended up getting the nod there. I was an Angela Hill backer going into that fight. I had money on Angela Hill. I thought that Angela Hill won it when I watched it live. I rewatched the fight. It was very competitive. I do think that Michelle was more competitive in the stand-up exchanges than I remembered watching it live. Granted, Angela Hill was landing a lot of clean, unobstructed strikes. And I think that if Marina was landing those same strikes, it could spell disaster for Michelle Waterson. However, Michelle Waterson's shown herself to be quite durable. She's gone the full distance in a lot of her UFC fights. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that again here. I do think that Marina definitely has the finishing upside in terms of knockouts. I think that on the submission front, Michelle Waterson is probably the superior grappler. Although I do think that Marina Rodriguez doesn't have poor grappling. She doesn't have the most developed get-up game. Sometimes Marina Rodriguez is content to stay on her back in ways that are frustrating. If she gets taken down in this spot, which I think will be a big part of Michelle Waterson's game plan, I think that we will see Marina struggle to get back to her feet. I think that she will give up rounds if she's taken down by Michelle Waterson. However, I think that this is a fight I'll likely be staying away from. I think that Marina is the deserving favorite. I think that the fight probably should be lined somewhere around minus 150 Marina, plus 150 Michelle Waterson would be how I would line it internally in my head. And given the market reaction, right, the market has steamed this line to minus 210 for Marina Rodriguez. That would be a point where I'm no longer interested in getting involved on the money line. I would say that it is now, on a money line perspective, a dog or pass situation for me. And I would consider a small stab, probably less than a half unit, on Michelle Waterson at this point. If she gets above plus 200, I would probably be interested in a more substantial play on Michelle Waterson. But I think right now I might just sit this one out. I haven't had the easiest time predicting Michelle Waterson fights in the past. She's kind of a hard person to cap. And I think that's in part because she has good visual elements to her game. She does a lot of things that judges like and reward. She's aggressive. She covers distance. She tries to win the last 30 seconds of a round. She's looking for takedowns and offensive pressure. She tries to control the cage. And so I do think that Michelle Waterson has optical advantages from a judging perspective. However, I do think she's going to be absorbing the harder shots. I do think that Marina Rodriguez has a different level of power punching for the female divisions. And so I'm going to be picking Marina Rodriguez. I favor her at about a minus 150 clip, about 60% here, but I'm not going to get involved at the current moneyline price, and I do not have any props on the main event so far. So